manhunt for Vance Bolter ends in the alleged shooting of lawmaker Melissa Hortman. Good morning, everybody. I'm Jackson Jirik, joined alongside Caitlyn, Lorr. Caitlyn, there's two words I want to say. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you, everybody, for the support. I think that's the #1 message we want to send, because we wouldn't be here without you. And Mother Nature is quite the opposite feeling right now for us, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, I guess if there's a day to come back, it's going to be on a first alert day when everybody needs to be aware of the weather. So what a day to come back other than a day where we need to be weather aware, right? So even Mother Nature's throwing us a party today, and here's what it looks like outside right now. This is the current view from Bethany Lutheran College in Mankato. You can see that there is some rain out there. You can hear the rain. It is coming and going in spurts, and it is going to fizzle out as the morning goes on, but don't let your guard down. We are tracking a chance for strong to severe storms later this afternoon and evening. So again, we are going to see that return later this evening. Right now, satellite radar imagery showing that these showers and thunderstorms are kind of developing right over the Mankato area, or between Mankato and New Ulm, moving eastward. You can see that from Hutchinson. So there's kind of on this line here. That's what we call a boundary. That's what we're going to be watching through the day today. More boundaries. There's a strong boundary coming in. And like I said, that's going to be one of the main ingredients that's going to lead to that chance for severe weather later this evening. Right now, as you head out the door, grab that umbrella, but you also don't need a jacket. Temperatures mid to upper 60s, low 70s across the area. The lowest we're seeing is about 63 degrees in Marshall, 68 though here in Mankato as well as Algona. The warmest sitting at 70 degrees in Blue Earth. Now with these morning showers, expect these temperatures to drop just a few degrees before they start to rise back up, reaching a high of about 83 degrees by this afternoon. Take a look at this. We're not looking at rain all day. We'll see some pockets of sunshine, but then showers and thunderstorms returning as we go into this afternoon. And here's what we are watching with this first alert day. Strong to severe storms possible. And I've mentioned this quite a few times already, but what are we watching with that? All modes. Large hail, damaging winds, even a few tornadoes possible. The impact could be damage to property and or life possible. So what that means is take all watches and warnings seriously as they come out later this afternoon. I'll have more details on the timing of those chances for severe storms coming up shortly. Jackson?
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Caitlyn. The manhunt in Minnesota has ended. Last night, the suspect in the shootings of 2 Democratic state lawmakers and their spouses was taken into custody. Minnesota Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband died while the other 2 victims are recovering. Police say the suspect is believed to have impersonated a law enforcement officer at the time of those 2 shootings, calling it a betrayal and deeply disturbing. CBS's News' Naomi Ruckham has more.
Minnesota police say shooting suspect Vance Luther Bolter was armed when he was taken into custody overnight with no use of force.
The suspect crawled to law enforcement teams and was placed under arrest at that point in time.
Brooklyn Park's police chief said a breakthrough came yesterday in the search after police found the suspect's abandoned car in rural Sibley County. Multiple law enforcement agencies descended on the area and built a perimeter until they were able to locate the suspect with the assistance of a helicopter and infrared technology. Police say they believe the suspect acted alone in the shootings.
We will be exploring if there are any broader network. We have not uncovered any of that at this time.
The 57-year-old suspect now faces murder charges in the shooting deaths of Democratic State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband, Mark. A memorial of flowers on the steps of the state capitol have been placed in their honor. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has called the shootings politically motivated.
This cannot be the norm. It cannot be the way that we deal with our political differences.
The suspect is also charged with attempted murder in the shootings of State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. Both are now recovering from their injuries. In a statement last night, the Hoffmans said they are grateful to law enforcement and added they are, quote, incredibly lucky to be alive. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Lawmakers from around the state continue to react to the shooting. DFL Senator Nick Frentz of North Mankato said the loss of Representative Melissa Hortman is a dark day for Minnesota, calling her a giant among legislators. Not only was she a colleague for Frentz in the House, she was a friend. Frentz says we all need to look for ways to lower the political rhetoric.
So I think if we want to honor the memory of Melissa Hortman and her husband, if we want to honor the sacrifice of Senator Hoffman and his wife, and wishing them a speedy recovery, by the way, I think we have to continue to look for ways to take the temperature down It's no secret some of us have sought bipartisanship, and I think this is an indicator. Might be better to have a little more in the future than a little less.
Friends said law enforcement has been in contact with state lawmakers checking on their safety. A No Kings protest taking place in Mankato on Saturday afternoon in a response against Donald Trump's presidency. Nearly 2,000 people lined the sidewalks of Warren Street in downtown Mankato, going all the way from Front Street to 4th Street. Members showing up in support of the protest with hopes to spread the message that mass deportations are not something that they can support. Chants range from defunding ICE to the disapproval of Trump and his use of the military with those deportations.